Good evening. Would like to welcome you to the Monday, December 16th Mayor and Council meeting of the City of Dalton. The quorum is present. Mr. Lama, if you will lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Council members, you have before you an agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Second.
I have a motion and a second. There is no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have any public commentary this evening? The city clerk has stated that we have none. So we will move on to presentations. Very pleased to have a lot of guests with us this evening. And we have three state champions to introduce. And the Director of Parks and Recreation, Steve Roberts, will welcome you all and share a little bit about your all's accomplishments. And then we're going to call out your names. We'll start with the 10 and under. Is that okay? Or we can go whatever order you want. Okay. And we have a certificate to share with you all. And we are so excited to get to celebrate each of you.
So it's very seldom that communities get to celebrate any kind of state championships. This year, we made a clean sweep in the state of Georgia with volleyball. So, I can't speak highly enough of these girls and these coaches. The coaching staffs are amazing. I know Victor and his people have done a very good job of putting these programs together, but it is our participants and our coaches that make these such a success. So we'll talk about kind of each one of them as they come up. Victor, you want to come up and call names? But as far as the 10-year-olds, they went down on November the 8th through the 10th, and they played in Carrollton. And they stayed in the winners bracket, never lost a game, and came away victorious. So we're going to call them up one by one. So you got the, yeah.
So all three teams went undefeated the whole tournament. They were undefeated. 14U did a phenomenal job. They didn't lose a set. So volleyball game is composed of 3 sets. Best out of 3, and 14U did not lose a single set in district or state.
Wow.
Everybody, I would like to again thank the parents again for dedication, the registration and everything you've done for the kids, and a lot to appreciate for the coaches. We couldn't do it without you. We really appreciate your time and effort. Thank you very much, coaches. So as we call out your name, girls, please stand up, pick up, and then please line up along here so we can get a team picture at the end. Galilea Triana. Hello, Diana. Victoria Ortega. Deleza León. Clara Paredes. Sofia Aguirre. And Regina Nava.
I've got a certificate of recognition. Guys, we are super proud of you all. And so I'm excited to, on behalf of the council, present this to you all and to your coach. For the 10 and under Dalton All-Stars, Georgia Recreation and Parks Association State Volleyball Champions, on behalf of Mayor and Council of the City of Dalton, I hereby present their certificate of recognition to the 10 and under Dalton All-Stars, coached by Dora Martinez, and congratulate you on winning your tournament in Carrollton, Georgia, November 8th through 10th, 2024. I hereby recognize your team for your outstanding achievement of becoming state champions, in witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the city to be affixed to this, the 16th day of December, 2024. So congratulations, guys.
With Sergio because I was actually out of town during this tournament. So Sergio took over during that specific tournament, so.
All right, now we'll do our 12U. Again, congratulations to all the teams. Once we call out your name, if you can step up, get your certificate and line up here along the side. Mayra Garcia. And Alexi Marquez. Monica Redondo. Ira Martinez. Lee Medina. Alexa Aravalo. Portugal. Otto. Sofia Peña. And Aliyah Hernandez. And if I can go ahead and get the coaches, Carmen Reyes and assistant coaches up here as well.
We get to do this again. So this is in recognition of the 12 and under Dalton All-Stars Georgia Recreation and Parks Association State Volleyball Champions. On behalf of the Mayor and Council of the City of Dalton, Georgia, I hereby present this certificate of recognition to the 12 and under Dalton All-Stars coached by Carmen Reyes, and congratulate you on winning your tournament in Carrollton, Georgia, November 8th through 10th, 2024. I hereby recognize your team for your outstanding achievement of becoming state champions. Congratulations, guys.
All right, now for 14U, same drill. If you could get the girls, when you get your name called, step up and get a certificate and line up along this side. Sara Sanchez. Sofia Esparragosa. Mena Lopez. Amaya Gonzalez. Valerie Reese. Sophie Lofty. Brisa Moreno. Yuri Calderon. Eileen Lagunas. And Brianna Friday. Congratulations, girls. And if I can get the coach and assistant coach up here again as well, Cynthia Esparragosa.
Hey, thank you guys for being here. Okay, so last but certainly not least, the 14 and under Dalton All-Stars, Georgia Recreation and Parks Association State Volleyball Champions, again, on behalf of the Mayor and Council of the City of Dalton, Georgia, I hereby present the certificate of recognition to the 14 and under Dalton All-Stars coached by Cynthia Esparragosa and congratulate you on winning your tournament in Kennesaw, Georgia, November 8th through 9th, 2024. I hereby recognize your team for your outstanding achievement of becoming state champions. Congratulations. We can take a short break if you guys would like to go. You're all welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting as well. It's entirely up to you, but please feel free to be excused at this time if you wish to. Thank you all for being here. Would help. But if there are any department heads that can beat 3 state championships, can come up and share something. That is really outstanding, Steve. You and Victor, you guys have a wonderful team, and it's pretty cool. It's a great way to close out the year. Two more. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Thank you. I don't believe there are any other department head reports, so we will move on to the minutes of the mayor and council meeting of December the 2nd, 2024. Council members, you have those minutes before you. I will entertain a motion to accept.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. If no discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, under new business, item number 3, 2025 alcohol application renewals. We have 8 with changes, 132 without changes. Jesse?
Thank you, Madam Mayor and council members. Before you, we have 140 total alcohol application renewals. We have 8 with changes and 132 without changes. In addition to that, I want to request from y'all to approve these with the contingency that all the background checks have been received and approved by the city attorney staff, as well as all the certificates of liability have been received by our office as well. We still have a few of them that we have not received, and we're working hard to make sure that we get them all into our office. So if you guys have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
If there are no questions of Jesse, I would propose that these be in the form, I would entertain a motion that with the contingencies as Jesse has described, that there would be, I would entertain a motion to accept these renewals.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. If there is no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Item number 4, first reading. So we will not vote on this. This will just be a first reading of ordinance 24-35, the request of Ed Staten to rezone from heavy manufacturing M2 to rural residential R5, attractive land totaling 0.38 acres located on 1112 Riverbend Drive, Dalton, Georgia, parcel 12-255-03-022. Ethan?
Check, check.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This particular rezoning is a fairly straightforward one where we have a property, the subject property that was formerly developed for residential use. It currently still maintains that character. The petitioner is requesting to rezone from heavy manufacturing to rural residential in order to bring the subject property into conformity. And based on the surrounding development in this area, the R5 zone district made the most sense for the subject property based on the surrounding land use and zoning. Granted, all the adjacent properties around the subject property are zoned heavy manufacturing. The majority of adjacent property is residential, a mix of duplex dwellings and single-family detached. And that's why the R5 zone district made the most sense for this location. This is part of a pocket neighborhood along Riverbend Drive. And so there are a number of residential properties. And of course, most of these are far too small for any sort of practical manufacturing purpose. So it made sense to recommend the R5 rezoning. Staff found no issues with the rezoning based on the property's character, the surrounding zoning, and the development of this little pocket neighborhood along Riverbend Drive. So with all that in consideration, the recommendation was to approve. The Planning Commission was also a recommendation to approve. And there was no one to speak in opposition. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I got just one. Is this one parcel or is it two? Because it looked like it's two, but it sounds one.
There should be in the headline of the staff analysis, it should notate whether it be one parcel or two. Sometimes on the GIS map, it will show up as two parcels, and sometimes those have been combined, sometimes those have been separated. So this should be two parcels based on the GIS map, but they may have been combined and the GIS map may not reflect that. But 7,500 square feet is the minimum lot size for the R5 zone district. And so anything, any type of division that would occur would have to have 7,500 square foot minimum. And of course, any existing lot of record could be built upon, but only for a single family detached dwelling. Anytime a lot is smaller than what the zone district would permit outright, the only thing that can be developed there is a single family detached dwelling.
If there are any other questions or comments, this is a first reading, so this would be eligible to be voted on at the January 6th Mayor and Council meeting. Okay, item number 5, again, another first reading, ordinance 24-36, the request of the City of Varnell Mayor and Council to amend the Unified Zoning Ordinance by reducing the permitted building height of the General Commercial C2 Zone District, and this would be applicable to Varnell only.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. The impetus for this text amendment was specifically for Varnell and specifically for the commercial, general commercial zone district. And that maximum building height now in general commercial for all three jurisdictions was 140 to 150 feet, I believe. And Varnell wanted to reduce that significantly in order to maintain the character of the city. And since this is a unified zoning ordinance, even though this text amendment would only affect the city of Varnell, it would require a vote of approval from all three participating jurisdictions, Varnell, unincorporated Whitfield County, and the city of Dalton. There is also an additional amendment as part of this that was in the recommendation summary of the meeting. We did add a text amendment based on state law, and that text amendment is very simple. It only applies to halfway houses. Previously in Georgia state law, anytime a halfway house required a rezoning, 2 public hearings had to be held at 6 months apart. Now that has been changed recently, and we are reverting back to a single public hearing. And that would be the second portion of that text amendment related to halfway houses and specifically their posting, legal ads and property posting, requiring only 1 public hearing as opposed to 2 that were required previously.
Any comments or questions of Ethan? Okay, this is as well will be eligible to be action on the January 6th meeting. Item number 6, agreement for sale and purchase of real estate at 604 Olivia Drive.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This request is to execute the purchase agreement for 604 Olivia Drive in the amount of $117,000. The property will be utilized for a stormwater improvement project and hazard mitigation purposes. This property has been on the Public Works radar for a number of years as a potential project location, as well as listed in the Arcadis's off right-of-way catalog as a hazard mitigation and floodplain reconnectivity project. Pursuit of this purchase has been approved by the Public Works Committee and has been a part of numerous discussions in previous Finance Committee meetings. With that, I'll take any questions.
Are there any questions or comments of Chad or of City Attorney? If not, I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Now we have item number 7, the agreement for sale and purchase of real estate for permanent stormwater drainage easement at North Elm Street, Manton Family Partnership, LLLP, parcel 12-200-10-010.
This request is to execute the purchase agreement for a permanent stormwater drainage easement located on the property off of North Elm Street that is currently owned by Manton Family Partnership. No actual address was able to be determined for the location, but the parcel number for the record is 12-200-10-010. The purchase price of the easement is $2,600. And the easement will be utilized for the construction of the North Glenwood Avenue Stormwater Project. This as well has been discussed in previous Finance Committee meetings and received positive approval by the Public Works Committee.
Any questions of Chad or City Attorney? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. Item number 8, right-of-way encroachment, 1031 South Hamilton Street.
The right-of-way encroachment request is with Wright Construction, a group out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, that's performing work at 1031 South Hamilton Street, which is the old Woolston Mills. The owner is requesting to install curb and gutter, sidewalk, and street trees along the front of the building along Hamilton Street. This has been reviewed and approved by the Public Works Committee as well.
Any questions or comments of Chad? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 9, Resolution 24-20 of the City of Dalton, Georgia, authorizing participation in an amicus brief in the Change v. City of Milton appeal.
Yes, Mayor, this is, as you read, this is a participation in amicus brief, and I've asked City Attorney Jonathan Bledsoe to provide some narrative on this.
Sorry, my microphone is down over here. Mayor and council members, this matter arose, out of a case involving the city of Milton. They were sued by the Chang family relating to a masonry planter that was located in the right of way, but off of the motoring lanes of travel. They had a very large judgment, about $35 million against them. That matter was appealed to the Court of Appeals, which upheld that decision, and now they have asked to go to the Supreme Court and have the Supreme Court hear that case. This is very different from the law that predated that case. The law predating that case indicated that cities were responsible for the property within the motoring lanes of travel. Excuse me, this is the the first case that would have that out of the motoring lanes of travel and presents a significant liability for all cities. And so a number of cities have joined together in this amicus brief to the Supreme Court and asked that the Supreme Court take up that issue and reverse that decision. So that's the gist of this.
Any questions or comments of Jonathan? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10, Resolution 24-21, authorizing exchange of land pursuant to OCGA 36-37-6.
Yes, Madam Mayor, this is a resolution for the project we've been working on for some time with, it consists of the old city hall located on Penn Street, and Jonathan's put a lot of work into this. And so I'll ask him again to provide some background on this.
Sure. Mayor and council members, as you know, the property downtown has some issues in terms of needing repairs. We've not been able to find a public use for it. And there is another property that's identified in the resolution that is adjacent to some soccer fields and allows for expansion of recreational opportunities. And so that's something that this resolution presents a chance to exchange those properties and have a property that can be put to a good public use.
Do we have any questions or comments of Jonathan? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Item number 11, Gateway signage proposal with Confluence Design.
Yes, Madam Mayor, this one I can't hand off. This one's me.
Okay.
This proposal is to engage Confluence Design, who, if you'll remember, if Mayor and Council will remember, this is the company that we worked with to design our new logo and branding. And this will further that work. As you can see with the picture I've provided, the banner, this will we'll be working with Confluence Design to come up with a gateway design so that we can have a design for signs that we will utilize at predetermined areas entering our city, so that all of our signage, basically by the end of this, all of our signage at our parks and all of our locations and properties will be consistent one with another, and will be consistent with our branding and our logo. This does not mean that we'll do it all in one fatal swoop. This will be phased in over time, and we'll hit the priority areas first as funding is available. This proposal amount is $16,700, and the funding will come from hotel motel tax.
Okay.
I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any comments or questions of Todd? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have 3 miscellaneous appointments this evening. The first is that of our municipal court judge, Robert Cowan. The term is 1 year. It presently expires on 12/31 of 2024. The new expiration would be 12/31 of 2025. I'll entertain a motion for Judge Cowan for municipal court judge. Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Fire Marshal, Matthew Daniel, 1 year, presently expires 12/31 of 2024. New expiration would be 12/31 of 2025. I'll entertain a motion for Fire Marshal.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion,
Second.
second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And item 3 will be City Attorney Jonathan Bledsoe of the Minor Firm. Term is 1 year. Presently, it expires 12/31 of 2024. The new expiration would be 12/31, 2025. I'll entertain a motion. Jonathan Bledsoe, City Attorney.
So moved.
Very. I have a motion and an enthusiastic second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And we thank all three of those gentlemen for their service, and we look forward to your continued service. There is no supplemental business before this council, and the announcement will be that our next meeting will be in 2025. So we'll see you next year. That will be Monday, January the 6th. Thank everyone for all of their hard work, and we hope everyone has a very safe and happy holiday. Thank you. Excuse me, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you.